Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So we are ready to go, and we are ready to go. We are ready to go. And this afternoon also we have the stand your ground legislation that is taking place, and but we have some important matters to deal with this afternoon, and it's all about David Lee this evening. Yes, David Lee is here. Let me hear. But David Lee is our topic that we'll be talking about this evening. And really and truly, there's a lot that's been happening in the politics of Trinidad and Tobago. And I know a number of people have been saying, but Fearless, we're not seeing you, Fearless, we're not hearing you. But there's a number of things that is happening in the background that, it's going to take a little time. And, as time go along, you will see more and more and more. Yes, Caribbean Soul, apparently so. So let's start the show. If you want to get in, you have to get in early because we don't want to rampant skin with this particular tonight's show. Now, the reason why I would have done this show called this show to highlight something that is happening seriously in the United National Congress is because we now have a sitting member of parliament that was not only realigned, well, half of his ministry was taken away from him. Well, you can say majority of his ministry was taken away from him and placed under the office of the prime minister. And so you know who is now the super minister in charge of the country, which is Barry Paddle. And we're going to get into a number of that as we go along. We're going to get into a number of that topic. Right? So we are going to get into a number of these topics tonight, this evening actually, and we're going to be exposing why David Lee. Why David Lee? So people, let me just let you all know, we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. So let's start. So David Lee is a member of the United National Congress and has been a member of parliament for umpteen amount of years. In fact, he served in the Point-of-Peers constituency and he migrated to the Caroni constituency. In coming to Caroni constituency, he would have started to meet up a different set of electoral members in his constituency. And David Lee, David Lee, having been given the portfolio and Ministry of Housing, was apparently not even, let me see, it's April. So let me count out April, May, June, July, August, September. We now into October. So you're talking about 5 months basically. 5 or 6, yeah. May, June, July, August, September. Yeah. 6 months actually into his ministerial portfolio. Kamala Prasad Bissessar, in the dead of the night, took away his a large chunk of his ministry and put it under the office of the Prime Minister, because members of the party went and let me put the this one is a fact. Members of the party, certain activists in the party, went to, it is alleged, to the Prime Minister, and it is alleged to the Super Minister, and informed the Super Minister, who is now in charge of a lot of things, that David Lee was not doing what he was supposed to be doing in the Ministry of Housing. Now, I remember this lady called Dr. Cruikshank. Now, Dr. Cruikshank, good evening. Dr. Cruikshank had a matter before the court. And Dr. Cruikshank, in which she takes somebody's house, spend over $100,000 on this particular house, and renovate it to suit and build a church and all kind of drama thing with the people in the people house, eh? And would have sworn she would have been given the house because she is a quote unquote member of the United National Congress, or she quote unquote talks on behalf of the United National Congress, only to realize that there was nothing that David Lee could have done for her, because the matter was already before the courts of Trinidad and Tobago. And also, undermining was taking place within the ministry by quote unquote one of the parliamentarian secretaries in the Ministry of Housing. So it's not only that David Lee had to contend with a bunch of assholes who were looking for place and want to be in the people place, and who running back to say that David Lee only meeting with PNM activists. I don't know who PNM activists or PNM people the man was meeting with, but they went and they had conversation with hierarchies within the United Nations Congress and told them that David Lee was meeting with PNM people. So I don't know since when you're a PNM person, when you when you go to see an MP, is the MP for the whole of Carney, Carney East. So I do understand why it is, and plenty of people who have African descent live in the 500 region and all these different areas. But they went and they tell the hierarchies that the man meeting with quote unquote PNM people. And in his ministry, one of the senior members of parliament and a permanent secretary, because he had two. So one of them was mandated. He was mandated to send out thousands and thousands of letters to everybody who owned HDC housing. And it is alleged that if you own HDC, they are going to come and take your property from you. David Lee, it is alleged. Let me use the word alleged. Eh? You know, sometimes today they say budget and tomorrow they say not budget. But David Lee, it is alleged, told the minister, we can't do that. Because it have a lot of people who are poor people and they're struggling to meet the means. Well, this particular senior permanent secretary in the Ministry of Housing went back and tell the senior officials in the party that David Lee was not carrying out the duties and function of what he was being mandated to do. So basically, they lie on the man. They lied on the man because they want the man spot. So here it is. You have the activists and them going and carrying news on you. And then you have a senior permanent secretary who's also members of the cabinet, the big cabinet of Kamala Prasad Bisesa, also going and lying on the minister. So the prime minister, it is alleged, and I'll keep using the word alleged because I know there's live in already. But the prime minister, it is alleged, had a conference call. And this conference call started to call Bill Mel from what, boy? Bill Mel from what? Had conference call, and it is being said that she then instructed the letter to be sent to the president, taking away some of the work, or well, we call the sections of the ministry away from David Lee. But what is also interesting, well, the breeze going real strong all of a sudden, boy. Well, that must be the UNC Jenge when they see that, Breeze, just so the breeze started to go like, like high winds all of a sudden, But after the taking away of many of the man's sections within the Ministry of Housing, taken away from him and placed under the office of the Prime Minister, it is alleged that certain calls was also made. Let me, but hear this now, man. Certain calls was made to reopen the case and to charge David Lee with this particular case that is happening at this particular time. And it is all an attempt to bring down David Lee and remove him slowly but surely out of the cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago. So it was a whole conspiracy that three activists within the United National Congress who continuously keep going and lying because them looking for house for their family and themselves. Because one, they don't say she not moving, she want that house. She don't spend money on that house. So they went and they bad talk the man with the prime minister. And one of them who is the permanent secretary, who like to love off him out plenty, went and tell the super minister, that David Lee, it is alleged David Lee did not want to send out the eviction notices to thousands of people, to take the houses from them, to pass on the houses on them, that they take them back from the people without even giving the people a chance to pay for the houses. They were going to pass those houses on to the UNC activists and them who want house. So it's take your house and pass it on to the activists and them to go and live in your house that you have been paying for umpteen amount of years. That is why the people and them who was paying the money, and all of a sudden they're telling them that they have to pay, that they're going to take mortgage for the property. They had to go and take mortgage for the property. They also was on the same line to be removed. It's real bacchanal and confusion, that taking place in the United National Congress at this point in time. How do you come out and who are to come out and say something? The eviction notice isn't gone out yet because David Lee blocked the eviction notices. It is alleged. And I will keep using the word alleged. Because David Lee, it is alleged, told this minister in the ministry that he not going and sign those documents to send it out to no poor people, give the people and them a chance to pay for the house. Give the people and them an opportunity to pay for the house. And all of these things are being done under the disguise of an SOE. Because they know for a fact that people can't come out because their rights have been suspended in certain ways. So they could do what they want to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And this is a serious, serious, serious blow on our democracy in this country. This is a serious, serious blow on our democracy. To know that people are using the SOE to know that people using the SOE to control people and take away the rights and use it as a psychological warfare on the said people in the country. Well, if you are Minister Caribbean Soul and you are now halted before the courts of Trinidad and Tobago, because let me tell you something, the sequence of events started to happen long before the man come and get locked up, you know. Long before the man come and get locked up, you know. And this was sanctioned, you know. That call for him to get locked up was sanctioned by senior UNC officials, you know. So everything was being played off and making it look as though Doria said, boy, we supporting you, we there for you, we here for you. But it's just a matter of time before they take away your portfolio as the Minister of Housing and pass it on to us, to the said man who like to blab off his mouth and know all who are little small pins. Because he won the ministry. And because he won the ministry, you're undermining the senior minister who running the ministry. So if you watch the sequence of events in the dead of the night, Kamala Prasad said do a cabinet reshuffling, as she say, but it wasn't really a cabinet reshuffling. What she did is take the things away from them, take portfolios away from them, put them under she ministry in order for the super minister to carry out the agenda of what she wants to carry out and inflict the pain and destruction on this country by that person who's a bag handler. Because how all of a sudden, and let me tell you something, right now, there are members of parliament and senior members within the UNC who questioning this move, because we didn't get to Munilal yet, and we didn't get to Vandana Mohit yet, and how their own was taken away too, you know. But we'll reach there. Let me deal with David Lee first. Because now that they've called and they made the sanction to reopen that case, redo the investigation secretly behind David Lee back. They secretly opened back the investigation behind David Lee back. So kill David Lee then. He done in the claim. Not realizing that he was being stabbed thousands and thousands of times from people who he claimed to be party supporters and party members and party loyalist friends of his. So they opened back the case on David Lee. They opened back the case. She do Jack Warner the same thing too. She tell Jack Warner be standing with you. And then what she do Jack Warner? She hug him. And after she hug him, that was the day for Jack Warner too. Jimmy, don't get tired with that woman. I tell you that woman is a dangerous liar, you know. But she's also a dangerous dictator. So here it is. They open back the case under law because they have people within the police service functioning and operating on what a UNC was saying. So if UNC say certain things and tell them to do certain things, they functioning because we have a UNC police commissioner. Now we don't mix matters with that. We have a UNC police commissioner. And they are senior men and personnel who are operating within the police service, who are under the party. They're moving under the party. And they were told, go and investigate this, do it secretly, do it low, keep a low profile. So when she take away the things away from him, the portfolios away from him, bam! You hear DPP say, charge him. Isn't that not a coincidental? That one day your thing get taken away from you and then the next day you come and you get locked up. They come in the ministry to lock you up, but you end up going in the station. Well, it so happened that he ended up getting a panic attack. So he had to go in the hospital. But it seems like when all the ministers and them getting locked up, they started to go in the hospital because they was getting some kind of panic attack or some kind of anxiety attack. All kind of attack they get. But sometimes they get heart attack and all. But this is not even, they just the way to come in. This is just what they come. So they put him on $1 million bail. He's now on $1 million. Yeah, we have a, yeah, how you mean? You bypass all them commanders, general, everybody, and put a captain? Or you get real now, man? Or you get real? But this is just goes to show you that because David Lee did not carry out the functions of what they wanted him to do, it's just a matter of time before they pull the rug underneath him, you know, and take away that Ministry of Housing. Pass it on to loudmouth. Because they're going to say that he can no longer hold the position as Minister of Housing because he has charges hanging over his head. But she don't want to do it now. She's going to take her time, let time play out a little bit while things ease down and cool down because there's a lot of fighting going on inside of the UNC right now, especially with these three bacchanalists. These three bacchanalists who causing confusion within the UNC. These three bacchanal activists who causing confusion. And now they reach to the point where they're going to pull the rug from underneath David Lee any moment coming up. So that will be the first minister to fall from this government. That minister number 1. Minister number 1. Vandana Mohit. Huh. Yeah. If bacchanal going on inside that, they know, you know. Vandana Mohit. Or you realize they take away nearly every single thing underneath a woman and place it under the office of the Prime Minister also. Vandana Mohit, again, who do you hear? They feel. So it is said that Vandana Mohit, it is alleged, apparently started to join certain clique. So she too was not carrying out the functions of what the super bag handler tells she to do. And when they told her that certain grants are not to be given to any and anybody, but only to we, the UNC and UNC activists, and to fire a number of people within the Ministry of Social Development, she failed to do it. She failed to do it. So now she is being punished. So if you know for a fact, that's why when I told you, that is why they will, whether they come for me, whether they kill me, whether I dead or they dead anyhow in Caribbean soon. Because you see me, I reach a point now I stop playing games in this country. I reach a point that I stop playing games in this country. You lay down your life to do what you have to do as activists, whether it's reporter, whether journalist, whether what, and you will come and you will go and nobody cares. A lot of people don't care. And I've said it and I'll say it again. To many people, this is about entertainment and not about seriousness and where our democracy is going in this country. And soon we will have no voice eventually. Because you open your mouth, they can take you, give you some kind of false charge. No party ain't paying me, no party can pay me to do what I do in here. Because at the end of the day, I keep telling you here, if we just sit down as a people in this country and don't stand up and talk out for our rights and to inform the people, then we are no different to them. Because what the UNC is doing to us right now, trust me, you waking up in the morning time and all you hearing is this one going home, that one going home, this one going home, that one going home. I have no problem in I want to bring in people to work in the ministries. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with not if I want to send out letters or I want to do what I want to do. I don't have a problem with that. But do it with transparency and accountability now. Because how come you're going to lock up David Lee? You reopen a case and you send the police to lock up David Lee. But the same bag handler who the police was investigating up to now that case can come forward. And he is a super minister at this point in time. Or you make it make sense now. Or you make it make sense. Or you make it make sense. He's the one who come and send. He's our only child. When mother get this money, that one money for the birthday and all kind of thing. But all you know to lock up David Lee, but leave he. Because David Lee tell Oye he not doing what Oye wanted to do, which is put people out on the streets for no apparent reason. So even if you pay and you're struggling to pay in an economy that has already fallen, these people want to put you out on the streets because they tell yourself that you're looking like a PNM or you smell like a PNM, or you realize they don't shut down two of the ministries in which the man had. asset management, and the next one. And this is serious, serious thing. That is why when I told you on Sunday night, regardless of all the bacchanal be talking and be talking, all the bacchanal that we could talk and all them different things. I told you, watch oil land. And people was like, don't study how they been paying all this and how don't study that. Let me tell you something. Saddam is now in charge. Saddam is now in charge of land. And he is also the Attorney General. So he has broadened his scope now. And I keep telling you, they were going to do research on where all the land is in Trinidad and Tobago that is unoccupied. And all the people who say no and saying, well, I am my motherland, my mother leave land for me, down in so and so, and I have so and so. If you're not paying your water rate, if you're not paying your water bill, you know that they could take your land from you, right? Even if you have a standpipe in the area, you know they could move in, still send you a bill, and you're not paying the bill. Because you know what I'm saying? It's a standpipe we getting water from. We don't get water in the house. Really? Really? They can still come for your property because you're getting access to water. Think about it, Trinidad. Stop the mentality of ignorance. Stop the mentality of watching who and not listen to the message. And that's why we going to hell, you know. We going to hell. And if we're not paying attention to what is happening in the country, we will wake up and we will realize you might even have the opportunity to even vote in your country. Not the Attorney General, the Minister of Legal Affairs, yeah. Sorry, yeah, sorry about that. The Minister of Legal Affairs. But what they did and what they're doing to David Lee. Now the question is being asked, but how come they tell the Jack Warner had to step down, prove himself, and then come back? You see, she don't want to make it look bad. Because when you cause your own problem, you didn't expect it to go in which it was going. So now there's a massive fallout. There's a massive fallout with members of parliament. Don't talk for Munilal. Don't talk for Munilal because Munilal watching the scene carefully because he realized he and all lost part of his ministry and was put to who? The super minister under public utilities. So now Barry Padarat is the super minister in Trinidad and Tobago. He in the office of the prime minister, and he's the minister, the line minister to the public utilities. And that is the most dangerous thing. That is the most dangerous thing. But David Lee didn't expect it, you know. But now when Muniral realized what they do to David Lee, what they doing to Vandana Mohit, Michelle Benjamin, and the many others, Muniral now sitting back quietly and ain't saying nothing, even though he is the Minister of Energy, the Attorney General speaking for he. Or you make it make sense. Or you make it make sense that the Attorney General now talking for the Minister of Energy. This country in serious problems. And all Kamala is doing at this point in time is not only just consolidating she power, you know, but she is going to make sure that the East-West corridor going and see hell, nothing for him for the Spain. Nothing for you in any one of the 13 PNM constituencies. Nothing. Because everything now, the grants, all the grants going down south, central, and all the UNC areas that they win, that they won, they go in and definitely share it out in those constituencies. Nothing for the people in Port of Spain, Diego Martin. They're going to starve the corporations and them. They're going to ensure that people who were supposed to be given an opportunity to make payments, they're going to look to come after your property. So they not only fire you, they're not going to take your property. They're going to take your property. Caribbean Soul, she know all who, because she have a list. It is sent that a list already gone down for all who are to get houses, all who are to get grants, all who have to get contracts. They don't have the list prepared to execute. So don't feel, yes, she will give one or two, but majority of them, she don't give a damn but those areas. Take what I'm telling you. She don't give a damn about them. Because in her mind, she don't trust them. Because it has already been said, them people let's go and vote for PNM. Now I don't want you pink palace. I don't want that pink palace. And my name not down for no pink palace. Well, this is the price you pay. This is the price you pay. Yes, Mr. Rima, you're right. The plane landed. Yeah, I know the plane landed. This is the price you pay because she wants to make sure that before this SOE finishes, Kamala Prasad Bissessa wants to make sure that all what she had to do, she done doing it. And because David Lee put on his foot and told that loudmouth man who like to watch everybody pin, who a small pin and this pin and that pin, he not sending out no eviction letters. This is the consequences of trying to be a nice a nice individual in a lion's den. So the 13 ministers, well, really and truly 15 of them, the 15 ministers who have shown the support behind Munilal as of yesterday, the 15 of them who show the support behind Munilal, because right now it's serious bacchanal. Right now, the serious bacchanal. And me have no problem with that, you know. Today or tomorrow, if they call election in the morning, I will be so happy that Kamala Prasad Bissessa, the dictator of Trinidad and Tobago, finally takes she knee off my neck so that I could breathe comfortable. I could breathe comfortable. But with she putting that knee on my neck, oh my God, it's pressure. It is pressure. Because if it is that the Attorney General could talk on behalf of Munilal, who is the energy minister who's saying down there, to only say we now get a license. But how are you getting it? The Attorney General saying it, not the Minister of Energy, not Munilal, the Attorney General. So if the Attorney General talking on behalf or in place of Munilal, tell yourself something coming. Tell yourself something coming. And it's not going to be an easy ride in Trinidad and Tobago. Because let me tell you something, whether SOE or no SOE, and I don't want nobody to say that I incited nobody or anything, but I just tell you my mind. I could never see no country sitting back, nobody, no people in their country sitting back and allowing what we have going on here today in this country calling itself a SOE, which is ready to silence you from your own rights to stand up and speak out, then we in a sad, 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 sad state if we allowing this to continue. And if Kamala Prasad Bissasa wants to continue that SOE and believe that doing this, if they believe that continuing to hold a SOE will silence the voices of the country, especially those in the north and the east-west corridor, that she didn't get a hold of all of them seats, then you have something coming. Because let me tell you something. You see all the lie that they keep telling me that we get the OFAC license and we get this and we get that and we have nothing getting. Because if we read today, Russia signed, Venezuela signed a deal with Russia. So we are in trouble. China signed a deal with Venezuela. So we are in trouble more. So where we getting it from? Where are we getting it from? We have nothing to get in this country. Absolutely nothing. And nobody wants to negotiate with a bunch of mad people running a country, calling itself a government that wants to destabilize another country. And the legitimate government. Nobody wants to do business with Kamala Prasad Bissasa. Nobody. And many of the UNC people realize it more and more every day. But some of them afraid to come out and say it. Because they're afraid victimization. Because you know why? I just want to get my little house, yes. I want to get my little, when I done get all of that, and I done get this, and I done get that, then I go make my noise and I go say what I had to say because I had to play the game. Caribbean, so there's a problem with he talking out, with he talking on behalf of the Minister of Energy. Imagine that a man calling himself Batman jumping the race now. Lord have mercy, they can't come with a real name because they're afraid. Don't hide under fake profiles. Come for real. We don't block nobody here. We want to hear what you have to say. Talk your mind. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, Monilal get sick too. All right. If Monilal get sick, well, all right. If you say so. Well, if that way do Batman, you go ahead. You vote to get a house and a CPAP walk. Okay. You vote to get a house and a CPAP walk, and that is all you know. That is all you know. You see, There is one to come in here and believe that, everybody foolish and them smart. You come with a name called Batman. Batman don't even probably exist anymore in the movies. But you come in here to talk about Batman. Well, apparently, so he should have named himself Batman, not Batman. Batman. And when he named himself Batman, well, I would understand that. But don't say Batman, say Batman. But I wouldn't be sidetracked by the Batman who put on a Batman cape. Must he want to play Superman like Wayne him, like Wayne Sturge. But nevertheless, Batman, I just telling you the truth. If that the name you should have go with, don't hide under that Batman. Here we go with the insults. I ain't not insulting you, brother man. I just telling you reality. As you come here with your Batman thing, not me. But nevertheless, this week we had a watch. Well, the week nearly done. David Lee had to pay $1 million because he didn't want to go in the jail cell to smell that PC cell that they wanted to put him in. He didn't want to smell that PC smell and that shitty smell with the smell inside the day. Right? Well, I don't know why they didn't send him St. Anne's and true. But nevertheless, better they send David Lee up in St. Anne's in the mental hospital, he might have feel a little better. Well, I don't know if $1 million you have to pay. That only a well, okay. But you have to pay a percentage on a thing? I don't know. But you have to pay $1 million. Well, we know it's a percentage, but you have conditions in which you have to pay. At the end of the day, it still mark up $1 million. But the thing about it, David Lee is now casting collateral damage. That is what you call he was taken out through a political assassination on him. They put a hitman, a political hitman, to take out David Lee. And trust me, David Lee can't catch his breath to even believe what they do him in the UNC. And Batman, while he might be looking at that, if they could do a certain minister that just you can imagine what they could do to you as an activist in the party or member in the party. So while you all may be looking at supporting and defending the witch Kamala, the dictator Kamala, understand That old bat is out with a vengeance to destroy this country by any means necessary. So I open the lines if you wish to call in, because we're not going to keep too long, but I'm going to open the lines, and the lines 7376064, that's 7376064, or you can call 252, I think it's 7641, 7641, 252 7641, and you can get in on the action. You can have your say, and we will have some more lives coming up, and doing more discussions. And I want to thank the U.S. military aircraft lands at Pianco 2 warship en route to Chagaramas. So 2 warships going to Chagaramas. I don't know if they're going to be refueled, but 2 warships have been en route to Chagaramas. So you know it's that. And let me tell you something, I've been seeing a number of helicopters, plane, and all these things flying. I want to know who give them permission to fly over Tobago airspace, because me trust them Americans, you know. I don't trust them at all. Especially when you see it had this war taking place, this imminent war that they're pushing, especially with Kamala. I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all. So, the lines are open if you wish to call in. 252-7641, that's 252-7641, or 737-6064, 737-6064. Because we don't want to keep away too long, and you know, too long and things. It's a little rebuilding, rebranding, everything. And coming up, well, hopefully when we see a budget on Monday, after Philip Alexander bust the mark, it wasn't Kurt Mayhew, it was Philip Alexander who bust the mark. And when he bust the mark and he said it was the 13th, May the 13th, Kurt Mayhew and them take it and they shared it and put it out there. Now, Kurt Mayhew is just the PRO for the UNC. He's not the, there's no communication officer for the party, for the parliamentary caucus of the UNC. There's no communication minister for the UNC parliamentary caucus. So that is why Kurt Mayhew thought he was doing something by putting out in the public domain. Hold on. Hold on. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Fearless. I'm calling first. I noticed people ain't calling. I have something to say. Fearless.
Yeah.
I thought he said if the Venezuelans what is the word? If the Venezuelans Fearless, you're hearing me?
I hear you loud and clear, but you have your thing in the background talking, so you'll get that feedback.
All right, I move away.
Right.
What I'm saying, she would say if the Venezuelans attack Guyana, she would give these Yankee people base. How come plane landing here? We don't know if more will come, but then vessels coming in Stobbles Bay. Eh? What kind of underneath thing is that, boy? You're laughing. Remember, we did have a map showing the people, and I tell you all that if anything is to take place, it will start in the eastern part of Venezuela.
Yes.
And we live in right by the eastern part. So what going on happen is the war is on this side. And when them people hear all them things inside of here, remember what they tell us? After I get our information from over there first, if this evening late, I get to know about them vessels. But since morning, I hear they talking over there about them vessels sailing, coming here from in the Venezuelan news. But I just pick up things first before it was here. I say, Lord have mercy. Watch now. We had to brace, you know.
But
We had to brace.
But Arima,
Yes?
what I find kind of strange. Now, if the so-called OFAC license that they get state that they have to agree to a regime change in Venezuela, is it that our Prime Minister has given US the go-ahead to attack Venezuela, a sovereign nation, without even sitting down and talking with these people and them properly?
Well, this is what people saying. And if you listen to the OFAC condition with this thing, apart from that, is Shell going over there to do the discussions, you know, an American company. Shell is who going, not we. This is what I hear too. So that is a real big setup with the USA and this country.
Well,
You know how them Venezuelans studying we right now?
Well, and yeah, but the thing about it, if it is that they going to Shell going and negotiate on behalf of we,
Yeah.
then wait having it for we.
Well, as you know, the relationship sticky with Venezuela and Trinidad. So them go do the talking for we. Remember, we. They say we, right? So we have a something to get in it. If it's big, small, or in between, but them doing the talking, Shell,
So
American company.
But why would we need Shell company to talk for we, a sovereign nation, a republic nation of Trinidad and Tobago, Twin Island? What, we don't have people long here who can negotiate for we?
What sovereign? Since before all this bacchanal, I just talk on other programs and things, and I tell them, this government we have here ain't gonna be running this country. It gonna be the US. And when you look sharp, they could come and overpower we inside of here, that US government. She's a puppet for them. Sorry to say it so raw, but I know that long time.
So then let me see if I say it and I'll say it again. So it confirms my theory or my conspiracy, as they love to say it, that the Americans help us steal the elections in 2025.
Well, I can't say that, I can't say that. I ain't going there.
You ain't going there?
I ain't gonna go there.
I ain't gonna go there.
No, I ain't going there at all. What I know is that the US running this country. Everybody seeing that play now. I know that long time. I say it and it come to pass. Mr. Arima will no fall, you know. I just watch the geopolitics real plenty when the day come. And I could play the chess game and know the next move. So again, all who living in the west have to run to the east. And who living in the south will have to run to the east. Have a good night.
All right. Thanks a lot for calling in, Mr. Rima. And so let me tell you something, It will be interesting to see even what type of budget we have on Monday. It will be interesting to see what type of budget we have on Monday. And I am going to see if we can get our political analysts inside, as well as our economists, so that we can look at the budget presentation and what are some of the things that the Minister of Finance presenting to the people. And we will be probably attending one or two of the budget consultations. Yes. And, you know, we had to work with the Fearless Warrior Network. We'll have to work with our crew. And we will try to get our independent people to be on the ground so that we can actually get in on the whole action. Let me see if I can get in contact with somebody here. Let me see if I can get in contact with somebody here. All right. You know the boy, you know, it's the cost of them, you know. Good evening. Are you okay? Who's this? Oh, just now, hold on. You're singing kind of low there, boy. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
This man, this really cutting fire right now. Yeah, man. Right now, it's not looking too good. How you feel when you saw videos of the military planes?
How I felt?
Yeah.
Well, if I tell you honestly, I really ain't feel nothing, you know, more than just go and drop the bomb by Kamala.
Hey, yeah, I hear them making overtures to the Grenadian government, you know. You know about that?
Yeah.
They want to set up some kind of equipment. You hear about that too?
Yep. I don't know what they're coming here for. They have guided missiles. They have all them rocket launchers. They have on all them ships. They don't need to come to Trinidad. What are they coming here for?
Are you also aware too there's a possibility that we probably have spies in this country?
If there's a
Do you really there's a high possibility that we have corporate operation here like spies, CIA and the Venezuelan intelligence area?
Of course. Not now. Long time.
And there's a possibility most of the people who recruited for the regular Trinidadians are probably doing, you know?
But you know,
People who you're passing on the road.
You know, tell me. I can tell you personally. I know of a CIA agent, who have a property down in South.
Yeah, they do not look like James Bond. They're just regular. Normal persons.
But let me tell you something. Anybody could be a CIA agent. Anybody. When you see, if I can show you the individual, trust me, you will tell yourself, Fearless lying to you. But I could tell you, the man of a property. I can't tell you exactly where, because we kind of identifying the location. But I can tell you it's in South Trinidad. And he living here, right here in Trinidad, years now.
These characters have a hierarchy, so sometimes they recruit ordinary persons to do the intel for them. Sometimes the person who does the CIA, they don't even know they're working with the CIA. Correct?
Yeah.
So you're custom watching those spy shows and everything.
If I custom?
Watching those spy movies.
No. Let me tell you something. I just don't want to go into certain things, but let me tell you something. It have FBI agents right here in Trinidad. It have US Marshals operating right here in Trinidad. You have CIA agents operating here in Trinidad. You understand? Is it about intelligence? Well, the Venezuelans will have their people because let me tell you something. Most of the people who come from all the Venezuela have a thing where when they reach 18 years, you have to join the army. You understand? Because they didn't want too much of the younger ones because they have a big orchestra. So they try to push plenty of them into music and culture and them kind of things. But once you're 18, they put in the army, you serve a certain amount of time, and then you move forward. In Trinidad, we don't do that. In Trinidad, we just you come, you play the house, you go and drink a little wine, you party, you throw army fete, you see us in the army men getting like madmen, and that's it.
Well, I just want to find out if this country you think it's this country for conscription. You know what conscription is?
Where?
You want to be conscripted? If God forbid things not get worse.
Say that again?
I say, God forbid, you want to get conscripted?
No.
No, we don't want to be conscripted. So I just want to tell people, take this thing, watch this thing,
Well, let me give you some breaking news. For the Bati, let me give you some breaking news. Guess who's the new Minister of Energy?
What's the name?
You call like a whistle.
What do you Professor?
John Jeremy is the new Minister of Energy.
So you don't know what the Attorney General?
Yeah, he's Attorney General and the new Minister of Energy. No, it's breaking news. Seriously,
No, there was so much info on the left, right, and center. You're trying to follow with all these so-called new birth appointments. And Jack wanna children getting boardwalk. Yeah. To get them walk. Some of them is me looking for $12, right?
Yeah.
And then I fall down between this stuff, right? I'm supposed to step down from the statement. She's going to get fired. I was called by election, which is come on, 6 months his constituency saying that he's doing a good job. Whereas the one before when you was in the other constituency, they used to call him lazy, he don't do nothing. So in my son, I can't understand that.
Well, let me
tell you what's going on. So you feel that really morally, we have no morality in this country.
No, we don't have no morality in this country.
But then again, I did recall somebody was accused of human trafficking, and then you got an individual over 1,000 boots, and he won shit.
Yeah.
You got an individual who was an exhibition. You see? It's like when the pictures are out, and that person won the shit.
Well, let me tell you something. Wait. All right. Yeah, you too. Thanks for calling. Let me tell you something. When people believe that I tell you, it have a boy like they sit down and they're listening to this tonight. They're listening to my program tonight. Because I tell you, I don't want to bust the 15 MPs who turning on camera right now. And look at now, tell you, you see what they do? They bust Munilal political truth. So Munilal is no longer the Minister of Energy. I tell you, they take up, but you know, Yeah, no, man. Or you feel it's joke when I come out to tell you why I tell you know. Munilal have no say. Munilal have no say. I tell you, you know. So it's not only David Lee, Vandana Mohit, Michelle Benjamin. I could call the activists and them too, you know. But I look, Devon don't say nothing. Fearless don't say nothing. You know, somebody beg me. Somebody beg me. They say, boy, don't go and say that. Yesterday I was coming to do live, you know. As God is my witness. I call Val. Val, I didn't call you and tell you that I'm coming to do the live. I said, Val, I'm coming to do the live. But it so happened I reach home after getting all them information in my head. I saw God boy. They say they call this one from this media house, they don't want to bust it. They call that one from another media house, they don't want to bust it. They calling people and they're afraid to bust the mark. They say, with the information, with the credibility, with the this, that, the other, boy, this, that. I said, well, give me it, I go bust it. I said, give me it, I go bust it. I watch the sequence. They say, watch the sequence. Watch Anil. Watch Barry. Just watch them. Watch them. So the Paris school. What you think? Let me tell you something. When they feel that they could get away with it, I want to say special good night to Miss Harry, Dr. Claude Chan, and Dolores. Hey, special good night to you all. Special good night to you all. This is where called London Bridge is falling down in Trinidad and Tobago. The London Bridge is falling down in Trinidad and Tobago. Let me tell you something. They get so they want to know. They get cost me. They get tell me what they want to tell me. Thing. I do business. But one thing I just always tell people, I don't mix matters. When I come here and I come to do what I have to do in presenting the information, wherever the chips fall, let fall. But one thing they can't say, I lying on nobody and I telling tales. Because I just tell everybody, my program is open up to everybody and anybody. And you have the information, bring it. And once the information is credible, I will bring it out here and I will talk about it. And everybody is free to comment, say on the mind, and we will address it. Now there will be different programs for different things. So Melba is on a Sunday, Melba will be, Melba is the X-rated. She don't mix matters with that. So that the X-rated program on a Sunday. But you'll be seeing me more during the week. And you will also be seeing other presenters coming soon. We will also be bringing you some of what is happening internationally also. And also, we'll be dealing with a lot of local politics, parliament, so you can have your own discussion. If PNM want to cost UNC, UNC cost PNM, everybody, or you just have a nice time in the chat room and or you go ahead with that. So that we could know what you thinking, you must know what the PNM was presenting and whether or not if the UNC doing any better than what the PNM was doing. That is what this platform is about. We don't hold no bars. But I will tell you, one of the things I will do is give you the facts. And that is what there's not a lot of people. The facts. So now we are hearing tonight. So after the Attorney General spoke on behalf of the and you see Caribbean Soul gone because right now he crying. Batman gone because he crying. Because they know man down. And let me tell you something. With Munilal down now, no longer as a minister. Boy, oh God. Well, here now, the bacchanal now starts. So all of them who was running out the whole, and they want to know who talk and who ain't talking, and who from the PNM ain't talking and PNM ain't talking. I tell you, you see programs like these, we will come out and talk. We will defend democracy in this country at all costs. Because there's only one party and one party alone that could bring back stability to this country, and that is the PNM party, regardless of whether they like it or not. So all who bad talking the party and what the party to stay in opposition, I tell you it is tonight. And I will say it without apology. Do what you want to do. Say what you want to say. But the PNM have to prepare itself right now for could be a possible early election than what you may think. Mark my words. Mark my words. Because of what is going on now in the UNC with the 13 to 15 MPs who really and truly don't want Kamala Day. Take away 15 from 26. Why you do the maths? Why you do the maths? Take away that and you will see, because the Tobago seats go pull out there. When they see trouble, water more than flour. Because no way, no how they want Barry Padarak to become no prime minister of no country in Trinidad and Tobago. There was never a ministry of alternative lifestyle. So they don't want that. The bacchanals start. I tell you the bacchanals start. Oh, good. And what you hear it? Where did you all hear it first? Right here. Right here on the Fearless Warrior Network. Video Islam Schism. So, Energy Minister gone. David Lee next. Vandana Mohit next. Let me not call out all the names. Let me not call out the names. Let me don't call out all the names because I'm here now. They like Bacchanal. Bacchanal is what they will get. The numbers to call, as I tell you all, is 252-7641. That's 252-7641 or 737-6064. That's 737-6064. The numbers to call. Remember, David Lee is not so you just get taken down, you know. Yeah, well, I don't know all the people in all the candidates. Well, happening is that I'm now seeing some of the right. So I know why I was buffering. But the work has started in Tobago. They're on the ground. People, get on board. Get on board. All them who saying that what the part another one. Yeah, you will see me just now, man. You will see me just on. All right. So I'm back on. All right. Good. Apparently the system has put in a little delay. I don't know why, but you know the thing just goes sometimes. But I want to let you all know that the next program that we'll be having is on Sunday, but you can look out. You never know when I might pop up. Today is Thursday. You never know when you'll see me again on another edition of this political exposure. Let me give you all some music. This is my team music going out here. Let me just get my little music here. And this music was I designed for myself, Music. So let me select the music now, man. You never know, you know, I might put a political song here, you know. You never know, I might put a political song here, you know. People have a blessed night. Enjoy.